आपको पूछ के बताएंगे. Very much thank you and people are eagerly waiting and people are joining. Actually 11 बजे हमारा डेली सेशन होता है, तो थोड़ा इंट्रोडक्शन मेरा करके सीरियस में आते आते 11:20 हो जाता है, इसलिए मैं बोला था आपको 11:15 पे आने से भी चलेगा. थैंक यू सर एंड आई विल कॉल शर्मा सर ऑल्सो. शर्मा सर इज द कॉन्टैक्ट पर्सन फॉर तुलसी पेंट. बहुत सारे लोगों को शर्मा सर का नाम और वो क्या बोला मधुर वाणी से.
थैंक यू वेरी मच सर, ऑल ऑफ यू. गुड मॉर्निंग
सर. सो और मैं एक्चुअली आई वांटेड Sharma sir will give a brief introduction and introduce Sumit sir to us. Then they will handle the presentation. So നിങ്ങൾക്ക് എല്ലാവർക്കും വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് ഇന്ന് ഞാനൊരു ഫോർമൽ ഇൻട്രൊഡക്ഷനിലേക്കും വെൽക്കത്തിലേക്കൊന്നും പോകുന്നില്ല. എൻ്റെ പേര് നാരായൺ മൂർത്തി, ആർസിഎമ്മിലെ സ്റ്റാർ റൂബിയാണ്. ആർസിഎമ്മിന്റെ ഉൽപ്പന്നങ്ങൾ ശ്രേണിയിൽ ഈ അടുത്ത കാലത്താണ് നമ്മൾ തുളസി പെയിന്റുമായിട്ട് പരിചയപ്പെട്ടത്. ധാരാളം ആളുകൾ ഇത് ഉപയോഗിക്കുകയും അതിന്റെ ഗുണങ്ങൾ പ്രയോജനപ്പെടുത്തുകയും ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയാണ്. അപ്പോൾ ഇനി ഇതുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ വലിയൊരു വിപ്ലവം ഉണ്ടാകുന്നുള്ള കാര്യത്തിൽ സംശയമില്ല. 2020 അവസാനിക്കുമ്പോഴേക്കും തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും കേരളത്തിലെ പല വീടുകളും തുളസി പെയിന്റ് കൊണ്ട് തിളങ്ങാൻ തുടങ്ങിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. 2021 ആകുമ്പോൾ ആർസിഎമ്മിലെ എല്ലാ ഡിസ്ട്രിബ്യൂട്ടേഴ്സിന്റെ വീട് തുളസി പെയിന്റിന്റെ മനോഹാരിതയിൽ തിളങ്ങുമെന്നുള്ള കാര്യത്തിൽ യാതൊരു സംശയവുമില്ല. അപ്പോ അതിന് നമുക്ക് സഹായിക്കുന്ന തരത്തിൽ ഈ ഉൽപ്പന്നങ്ങൾ നമുക്ക് പരിചയപ്പെടുത്തുക എന്നുള്ളതാണ്. അപ്പോ ആദ്യമായിട്ട് പ്രോഗ്രാമിൽ വന്നിരിക്കുന്ന ആളുകൾ ആരെങ്കിലും ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ, ധാരാളം പെയിന്റേഴ്സ് ഒക്കെ വന്നിട്ടുണ്ടാവും, അവരോട് എനിക്ക് പറയാനുള്ളത്, നിങ്ങളിത് പരിചയപ്പെടുന്ന പെയിന്റ് മാത്രമല്ല ആർസിഎമ്മിലെ പ്രൊഡക്റ്റ്. ആർസിഎമ്മിലെ പ്രൊഡക്റ്റ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ആർസിഎമ്മിലെ അവസരമാണ്. ആ അവസരം നമുക്ക് ലഭ്യമാക്കാൻ ആർസിഎമ്മിന്റെ ഉൽപ്പന്നങ്ങൾ നമ്മളെ സഹായിക്കും. അപ്പോൾ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇഷ്ടമുള്ള സെക്ടർ ഏതാണോ അതിനെ ഫോക്കസ് ചെയ്യാം, എല്ലാ സെക്ടറും ഫോക്കസ് ചെയ്യാം. ഒരു നല്ല ഉപഭോക്താവായി 100% ആർസിഎമ്മിന്റെ ഉൽപ്പന്നങ്ങൾ ഉപയോഗിക്കുന്ന ഒരു ഉപഭോക്താവായി മാറിക്കൊണ്ട് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് പരിചയമുള്ള ആളുകളെ ഇതിൽ ഇൻവൈറ്റ് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ട് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് നിങ്ങളുടെ ജീവിതം അനുഗ്രഹീതമാക്കാം. നിങ്ങൾക്ക് വേണ്ടപ്പെട്ട ആളുകൾക്കെല്ലാം ഈ അനുഗ്രഹത്തിന്റെ പങ്ക് കൊടുക്കാം. അങ്ങനെയുള്ള വലിയൊരു അവസരമാണ്. ഇന്ത്യൻ എയർഫോഴ്സിൽ ജോലിയിലിരിക്കെ 2005 ആർസിഎമ്മിൽ ജോയിൻ ചെയ്ത് ഞാൻ നമ്മുടെയൊക്കെ ഈ സിസ്റ്റത്തിൽ അപ്ലൈ ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഗോപകുമാർ സാർ മുഖാന്തരമാണ് ഞാൻ ആർസിഎമ്മിൽ ജോയിൻ ചെയ്യാൻ ഇടയായത്. ഏകദേശം 1 വർഷത്തിന് ശേഷം ഞാൻ പങ്കെടുത്ത ഒരു വലിയ പ്രോഗ്രാം എന്നെ കൊണ്ട് ഒരു വലിയ തീരുമാനം എടുപ്പിച്ചു. എയർഫോഴ്സിലെ ജോലി വേണ്ടെന്ന് വെച്ചിട്ട് ആർസിഎമ്മിനെ സ്വീകരിക്കുക. ആ തീരുമാനം ശരിയായിരുന്നില്ല എന്ന് അന്ന് പല ആളുകളും പറഞ്ഞു. എന്നെ പിന്തിരിപ്പിക്കാൻ നോക്കി, എന്നെ എന്താ പറയാ തളർത്താൻ നോക്കി, എന്നെ ആക്ഷേപിച്ചു. പക്ഷെ ഞാൻ അതിനൊന്നും വഴിപ്പെട്ടില്ല. ഏതായാലും ആ തീരുമാനം ശരിയായിരുന്നു എന്ന് കാലം തെളിയിച്ചു. ഇന്ന് ആർസിഎമ്മിലെ സൗത്ത് ഇന്ത്യയിലെ ആദ്യത്തെ സ്റ്റാർ റൂബി എന്ന് പറയുന്ന പൊസിഷനിലേക്ക് ഒരു ഹിസ്റ്ററി ആയിട്ട് എനിക്ക് വരാൻ കഴിഞ്ഞെങ്കിൽ അത് എൻ്റെ മാത്രം കഴിവല്ല, നമ്മുടെ എല്ലാവരുടെയും കൂട്ടായ പ്രവർത്തനത്തിന്റെ ഫലമാണ്. ആ ഒരു സ്റ്റാർ റൂബിയുടെ ഉദയം ഒരു ചരിത്രമായെങ്കിൽ ഇനി വീണ്ടും ധാരാളം ചരിത്രം നമ്മുടെ ടീമിൽ സൃഷ്ടിക്കപ്പെടും. മറ്റൊരു സ്റ്റാർ റൂബി സുജിത് സാറ്, 2 റൂബിമാര് ബിനു സാറും രഞ്ജിത് സാറും, 4 സ്റ്റാർ എംബ്രാൾമാര്, 1 ഡസനിലധികം എംബ്രാൾമാര്, അങ്ങനെ വലിയ ഒരു ലീഡേഴ്സിന്റെ നിര തന്നെ കേരള ടീമിനെ നയിക്കാൻ സപ്പോർട്ട് ചെയ്യാനുണ്ട്. അതുകൊണ്ട് ഈ പ്രോഗ്രാമിൽ പങ്കെടുക്കുന്ന ആൾ പുതിയതായിട്ട് വരുന്ന ഓരോരുത്തരും മനസ്സിലാക്കേണ്ട കാര്യം, നിങ്ങളുടെ വിജയത്തിന് നിങ്ങൾ എടുക്കുന്ന ലക്ഷ്യം എന്താണോ അത് പൂർത്തീകരിക്കാൻ നിങ്ങളെ സപ്പോർട്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ ഇത്തരത്തിൽ വലിയ ഒരു ലീഡർഷിപ്പിന്റെ നിര തന്നെയുണ്ട്. 20 വർഷം പിന്നിട്ട് ആർസിഎമ്മിൽ 15 വർഷം മാത്രം പ്രായമുള്ള കേരള ടീം ഇന്ന് ഓൾ ഇന്ത്യ തലത്തിൽ വലിയ മികവ് പുലർത്തുന്നു, 1ാം സ്ഥാനത്തിൽ നിൽക്കുന്നു എന്നുള്ളത് കമ്പനിയിൽ തന്നെ MD-യിൽ നിന്ന് നമ്മൾ കേട്ടിട്ടുള്ള കാര്യമാണ്. അതുകൊണ്ട് നിങ്ങൾ ആർസിഎമ്മിൽ അസോസിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ, കേരള ടീമിന്റെ കൂടെ അസോസിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ നിങ്ങൾ വളരെ ഭാഗ്യമുള്ളവരാണ്. ശരിയായ സമയത്ത് ശരിയായ ആളുകളിലൂടെ ശരിയായ സ്ഥലത്ത് എത്തിയിരിക്കുന്നു നിങ്ങൾ മനസ്സിലാക്കുക. നല്ല ഉറച്ച വിശ്വാസത്തോടു കൂടി ഇതിനെ ഏറ്റെടുക്കുക. ഏത് പ്രൊഡക്റ്റ് ആണെങ്കിലും ശരി, അതിന് അതിൻ്റെതായ മേന്മയുണ്ട്. അതുമായിട്ട് താരതമ്യം ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ, സമാന ഉപയോഗം സാധ്യമാകുന്ന മറ്റേതൊരു പ്രൊഡക്റ്റുമായിട്ട് താരതമ്യം ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ അതിന് വിലയിലും ഗുണമേന്മയിലും മേന്മയുണ്ട് എന്നുള്ള കാര്യം തിരിച്ചറിയുക. ഇത് പ്രൊമോട്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ നമ്മൾ തയ്യാറായാൽ മാത്രം മതി. ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞ അൾട്ടിമേറ്റ് എയിം ജീവിതം അനുഗ്രഹീതമാക്കാൻ, നമുക്ക് മറ്റുള്ളവർക്ക് നന്മകൾ ചെയ്തു കൊടുക്കാനുള്ള അവസരം കിട്ടും. അപ്പൊ തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും ഇനി പ്രോഗ്രാമിൽ പങ്കെടുക്കുന്ന എല്ലാവരെയും ഹൃദയപൂർവ്വം സ്വാഗതം ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ട് ഞാൻ സന്തോഷ് ശർമ്മ സാറിനെ ക്ഷണിക്കാണ്. वेलकम टू केरला। आप हमें सुमित सर को इंट्रोड्यूस कीजिए और आपका थोड़ा इंट्रोडक्शन और इसके साथ। थैंक यू सर।
जी जी बिल्कुल। ग्रेट मॉर्निंग एवरीवन। बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है हम लोगों को कि केरला टीम ने तुलसी पेंट के साथ बहुत अच्छा काम शुरू किया है और आप लोगों के साथ हम अपना साथ हमारे प्रोडक्ट के साथ हमने बहुत अच्छा काम शुरू किया है। और ये जरूरी नहीं है कि हम लोगों को हिंदी आती है या इंग्लिश आती है। जैसे हमने काम जब शुरू किया था, तो सबसे पहले पर्सन ऐसे थे जो मिस्टर कृष्ण कुमार सर, जिन्हें प्रॉपरली हिंदी भी नहीं आ रही थी और जिन्हें पहले प्रॉपरली इंग्लिश भी नहीं आ रहा था, और हम लोगों को आपस में कम्युनिकेशन करने के लिए बहुत प्रॉब्लम हो रहा था। सो इन दैट केस, ऐसे सिचुएशन में हमने उनके साथ बातचीत की, उनको सपोर्ट किया, और हमारा फर्स्ट कस्टमर ऑफ केरला मिस्टर कृष्ण कुमार सर, उनके थ्रू हमने केरला में एंटर किया। और उन्होंने जब प्रोडक्ट इस्तेमाल किया, बहुत अच्छा लगा। उन्होंने रिजल्ट्स बाकी लोगों को दिखाया, और साथ में धीरे-धीरे हमारे साथ माजिद सर जुड़ गए, और माजिद सर ने बहुत हमको हेल्प किया है केरला के अंदर हमारा प्रमोशन करने के लिए पेंट्स का। और साथ ही उन्हीं के साथ-साथ मिस्टर सीआरएन मूर्ति सर का भी बहुत-बहुत धन्यवाद देना चाहूँगा कि उन्होंने भी काफ़ी एफर्ट्स लिए हैं। तो आप लोगों के टीम के मेहनत के वजह से आज हमारा ये फर्स्ट सेशन जो हम ऑनलाइन ले रहे हैं मीटिंग, तो आप सभी लोगों को वेलकम करना चाहूँगा। और अभी हमारे साथ हमारे कंपनी के एमडी सर मिस्टर सुमित धूत सर हमारे साथ लाइव है। और आप लोगों को आज तक जो भी पेंट का नॉलेज नहीं होगा या कुछ आपके जो क्वेरीज होंगे, वो सारे क्वेरीज आज यहाँ पे क्लियर होने वाले हैं। मतलब सर हमारे साथ जो भी सेशन लेंगे, उस सेशन के अंदर आपको पेंट का क्या प्रोसीजर होता है, कैसे उसको यूज करना है, और आगे उसको हमें वर्किंग कैसा करना है, उनके रिजल्ट्स क्या है, उनके लाइफ क्या है, उनके फीचर्स क्या है, ये सारी चीजों का डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन सर हमको देने वाले हैं। तो हम उस चीज पे भी बात करेंगे। और जैसे एक सर को हैंड ओवर करने से पहले एक छोटा सा कंसेप्ट मैं आप लोगों को बताना चाहूंगा कि जैसे हम लोगों को अगर आरसीएम तुलसी पेंट्स में काम करना है, तो सबसे पहले आप सभी लोगों को एक ऐप डाउनलोड करना पड़ेगा, आरसीएम तुलसी पेंट्स ऐप। और जिन लोगों ने ऑलरेडी ऐप डाउनलोड किया है, उन लोगों को ये कहना है कि उसको एक बार अपडेट कर लीजिए। और वहां जाकर आप अगर आपका प्रोफाइल अपडेट कर लेंगे, तो वहां पर आपको प्रॉपर डिटेल डालने हैं। अगर आप डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर है, तो आपको डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर नेम और आईडी डालना है। और अगर आप पीयूसी ओनर है, तो आपका पीयूसी नेम और आईडी डालना है ना? या इससे क्या होगा, अगर कोई डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर ऑर्डर करता है, तो डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर नेम और आईडी डालने के साथ साथ उनको पीयूसी नेम और आईडी भी डालना है, और आपका प्रॉपर डिलीवरी एड्रेस डालना है। इससे क्या होगा, आप अगर प्रॉपर डिलीवरी एड्रेस डाल दोगे, तो हम जो भी आपका मटेरियल डिस्पैच करने वाले हैं, वो सही समय पर सही लोकेशन पर आ जाएगा। और साथ में अगर कोई पीयूसी ओनर ऑर्डर करता है, तो प्लीज आप लोग आपका डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर का नेम और आईडी वहां पर से हटा दीजिए, वो डालने की आपको जरूरत नहीं है, क्योंकि आपको आगे रीसेल करना है। अगर आप रीसेल करना चाहते हो, तो आपको डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर नेम और आईडी नहीं डालना है पीयूसी ओनर्स को, सिर्फ पीयूसी नेम, पीयूसी आईडी और आपका डिटेल एड्रेस, है ना? और उसके बाद आपको आपका ऑर्डर प्लेस करना है। और इसी के साथ साथ मैं आगे सेशन हमारे एमडी सर सुमित सर को रिक्वेस्ट करना चाहूंगा कि वो आगे अपना सेशन अटेंड करें और आप सभी लोगों को गाइड करें।
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this first seminar in reference with paints in Kerala. I'm really excited in doing this seminar, Murthy sir, Majid sir, and the entire team in Kerala. I've been waiting to come down to Kerala, but due to COVID-19, my Kerala tour is being postponed every time I am aligning it. So let's see how soon I could come down and I could meet you guys. I'll just start with the presentation. Just for confirmation's sake, we should continue in English or we should go ahead with Hindi. How is it, sir? मूर्ति सर, हम हिंदी रखें या इंग्लिश में करें, कैसे करें इसको?
माजिद सर, is there anyone?
Sir, it is better in English.
Achha, it's better in English. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Well, there is a presentation that will be running around our desktop, so that even if there is some confusion with somebody, so they can just refer the slideshow as well. So I just begin Well, Tulsi Paints ke rang, RCM ke sang is what we say. So basically, RCM is the first and only company in the entire world who has thought of bringing paints in network marketing. There has not been any company in the entire world who has even thought of bringing paint into network marketing. So first things first, what we will be covering in today's presentation. So it will be, I'll be giving you a brief background of Tulsi Paints. We'll be discussing basics of paints. Then we'll be discussing about all the products they are available in RCM Tulsi Paints. Benefits of doing paints in RCM, obviously a very important topic. Then how do we begin with paints in RCM? If there is a beginner who is aligned with paint in RCM, what is the strategy that should be aligned? Then what are the benefits for painters in RCM? Obviously, they are the team who are working on the ground level. So it's over there. And then procedure of order and delivery, like Sharma sir has said, we will discuss those things as well. So to begin with, it all started in the year 1997. The company started in the year 1997. We started manufacturing cement, paint, and distemper. For those who have not visited, I don't think anybody from Kerala has visited Nanded yet. So this is just a glimpse of our manufacturing facility at Nanded. In the year 1997, we started manufacturing cement, paint, and distempers. Followed by that, in the year 2001, we started manufacturing plastic paints and oil paint. In the year 2003, we started manufacturing bases. We started using the technology of bases. You people might know that previously there used to be a fixed shade card in which we used to select one of the shades and then we used to finalize. But those are the days that are gone. Now, basically, like you guys order and the material comes down there, and now we have started installing those tinting machines as well. So that technology we incorporated in the year 2003. There are very few companies in India till date who have managed to come into this technology of tinting. In the year 2005, we started manufacturing special effect paints. You can see on your display, there are these texture paints we started manufacturing in 2005 in the name of Royster. And basically, even Asian Paints started manufacturing these kind of products in the year 2008, which was much later than we started. And because of our extraordinary work in the field of paints, we were given a national award by then Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh, who was there in that program. It was the Special Recognition Award by the central government. Followed by that, in the year 2002, we started manufacturing construction chemicals, the chemicals that are required for giving strength to the cementitious structures. In the year 2014, we just set up a fully automated paint manufacturing unit. In the year 2016, we started multi-state production facility. One of our manufacturing unit has been set in Alirajpur, Madhya Pradesh. Followed by that, in the year 2018, we started manufacturing a few products which are alternatives to the sand. Basically, the use of sand is becoming critical day on day in the entire country. And we started manufacturing a few products like tile adhesives and ready plasters, which are a good alternative to the sand-related products. Now, I discussed all those things because we are planning to bring a lot of range into RCM once we are done with the paint scenario. Once we are stable, once we have started with the paint, we are planning to bring all those things into RCM as well. Well, in today's session, what I'll do is I'll be talking about very basic things of paint industry as well, so that even if somebody is a beginner or who has joined RCM recently, who is into RCM but doesn't know anything about paint, so each and everything I'll be discussing, I'll be taking a 10 to 15 minutes more time than the standard time I take. Then I'll check that I don't leave even a single topic behind. Let me share you a story of how it all started with RCM. Now, Tulsi Paints has been supplying paint to RCM since 2005. So to all the depots and godowns and structures in Bhilwara, So Tulsi Paints was already supplying paint to RCM. What happened recently was once this concept of Wonder World and Wonder World Quick was about to launch. So in that reference, we were called to Bhilwara so as we can provide paint throughout the country for these Wonder Worlds and Wonder Worlds Quick. So when we went there, our sample of Tulsi paints along with multinational companies sample were applied simultaneously, and then we were checked, we were cross-verified, and Tulsi paints was best in all cases as far as the coverage is concerned, as far as the brightness is concerned, and as far as the feel is concerned. And then we were selected so as the paint could be launched into the RCM family. So we'll start with basics of paint. Now, how that technology has advanced into paint. Let me clarify that with you. Previously, we used to use this cement paint, a paint that used to come into powder form. And we used to just mix water and then apply. And then we used to give water to that paint for next 7 days. So that was history now, I would say. Followed by that, the technology of distemper scheme. Like you must have seen those 20 kgs buckets or the pouch distempers they used to come previously. And then today, the era is of obviously emulsion or plastic paint. Similarly, previously there were a fixed set of shades, 10, 12, 15, 16 shades, out of which we were given a choice. But now that is not the case. With machines installing all over the country, we now have an opportunity to select from thousands and thousands of different shades. Now, let us discuss what exactly is a primer, why is primer applied, what is putty, why is putty used, how the putty is applied, and obviously what is paint and why it is used. Let me clarify these very basic topics with you so that when you confront or when you sit in front of somebody, we should know of why each and every product in our product line is basically used. Now, the purpose of primer, why is a primer used? Basically, any building, any construction surface is a cementitious surface. It is basically made up of cement. A basic property of cement is to absorb water. Basically, cement absorbs water. Now, if we don't use a primer and we use a paint directly on that particular surface, the cement will absorb all the water in the paint and we won't be able to apply that particular paint on a longer surfaces. That means the coverage will obviously differ. On top of that, there will be some adhesion issues along to the cementitious surface as well. So what primer basically does is it prepares the surface so that when expensive paint is applied on that surface, the surface is ready and it doesn't waste the expensive top coat of paint. Then the next question is, what is putty? Now, most of us, like we know, generally the putty that we use in market is a powder formed cement based putty. White cement based putty is what we call it, and we mix water in that, and then it is applied by a spatula on the wall. We make a paste form out of that powder, and then we use a spatula to apply it on the wall. So basically, putty is used to level up the surface, to smoothen the surface, so that the paint, when applied over it, looks more beautiful. So this is the purpose of putty, and obviously paint. Now, paint is used so as to protect our walls and then obviously beautifying our homes or our other premises. Now, what is the general procedure in which the paint is applied? Now, the procedure I will be discussing here is the procedure that is commonly used throughout the country. Now, this procedure may differ depending on what areas we live in. In the coastal areas, obviously it will differ. In the mid-tropical regions, it will differ. So this is just a standard practice that has been used on an average basis all over the country. I'll be discussing that practice with you. If in case in your area some other coats or some additional coats are applied, definitely one should obviously apply. But this is minimum, like the coat should not be deducted from this particular list. To begin with, obviously paint is applied either on the interior surfaces or on the exterior surfaces. या तो अंदर से कलर किया जाता है या तो बाहर से कलर किया जाता है. Now talking about the interior surfaces, obviously these days everyone prefers applying wall putty. Now there is this is not a compulsion. Obviously there might be a few people or a few houses who still don't prefer applying putty, but maximum of those have started applying putty. Now putty is obviously applied in 2 coats. Followed by that, a coat of primer is recommended. After a coat of primer, 2 coats of paint is applied on a coat of primer. Now, as far as the exterior painting is concerned, on the exterior side, putty is generally not used. Even if somebody is using, they'll be using it for the compound wall purpose or front elevation facade purpose. That is it. Beyond that, putty is generally not used. So we generally don't like recommend in those regions. Followed by putty, obviously a coat of primer, and then followed by minimum 2 coats of paint. Now the number of coats of paint obviously depends on what shade you have selected and how your surface is. If it is a dark shade that you have selected, the number of coats you have to apply are much more than those of the lighter shades. And in case of lighter shades as well, if you are repainting, it is an old house and you are painting it again, if your lower surfaces are darker, obviously you will need more and more coats of paint so as to hide that darker surface. So these are very basic logical things, like never consider that, sir, you specified for 2 coats of paint and then now we have to apply 4 coats of paint. So it all depends on what shade you have selected and how your surface is. So number of coats may vary. Now we will discuss about the products that are available in RCM Tulsi paints. We'll discuss about all the products that are available in RCM Tulsi paints. So first things first, there are basically 3 primers. The very premium primer, the best quality primer that we always suggest is RCM Premium Base Coat. Followed by that, there is RCM Exterior and Interior Primer, and then RCM Cement Primer. The RCM Cement Primer can only be used on the interior surfaces. It cannot be used on the exterior surfaces. Always remember, paint, those are exterior, or any products in the paint line, those are designed for exterior surfaces, can be used on the interior surfaces, but those which are designed for interior surfaces cannot be used on the exterior surfaces. The basic reason behind this is the ones that they are designed for the exterior surfaces are designed so as to sustain extreme heat conditions, rain conditions, and all those conditions. Whereas those designed for the interior surfaces are obviously not designed keeping those things in mind. So exterior things can be used on the interior surfaces, but not vice versa. Now, followed by 3 primers, there is RCM Polymer Putty. I'll be discussing a whole different chapter on RCM Polymer Putty, of what are the benefits, what is the conventional cement-based putty available in the market, and what is the procedure one must follow so as to apply RCM Polymer Putty. Followed by that, there are 2 interior emulsions. Obviously, RCM Interior Emulsion, the very basic emulsion. Followed by that, RCM Premium Interior Emulsion. And then there is Exterior Emulsion, followed by RCM Premium Exterior Emulsion. And then there is one product which is king of all products, like we always say. It is in the name of all-rounder. So basically, one question arises is, how do we select which primer is to be used, which product shall we go ahead with? So basically, in order to decide a primer, one must obviously decide the paint he is going to use, because it all depends on what quality paint you are using to what primer you must be using. If you are using a lower quality paint, there lies no sense in using a higher quality primer. You'll be paying more. So obviously it goes hand in hand, it goes into combination. Now, how do we decide of what basically which primer we go ahead with or which paint we go ahead with? So I'll just show you in our next slide. There is this table, there is this chart which specifies which primer is to be used with which emulsion or which paint. Now, if RCM interior emulsion is used, obviously RCM cement primer must be used for the interior surfaces. Now, as far as RCM premium interior emulsion is concerned, RCM premium base coat is what we recommend. Now, at times there is a possibility that people would say the RCM premium base coat goes a bit of expensive, and we don't want or we don't have that kind of a budget. Then you can use RCM exterior and interior primer. It is a second choice. Similarly, if somebody is on to cutting down the budget to a lot of extent, he could use RCM cement primer, but company doesn't recommend to use it. It is showed on this table, but we don't recommend of using RCM cement primer with RCM premium interior emulsion. Similarly, with RCM exterior emulsion, obviously exterior and interior primer must be used, and RCM premium exterior emulsion, one must follow the use of RCM premium base coat. In some cases, if there is obviously an issue of the budget, one could use RCM exterior interior primer as well. As far as all-rounder is concerned, RCM premium base coat must be used. There is no other alternative. When we are going with a good quality of paint, obviously we should go with a good quality of primer. Now, let us have a bit of discussion on RCM polymer putty. Now, as far as putty is concerned, there must be a question amongst us that the putty that is available in the market, the cement-based putty, 40 kgs costs somewhere around 900 or 1000 rupees, whereas 20 kg of RCM polymer putty costs us somewhere around 1400 rupees. So what is the reason why would we buy a higher cost putty? So basically, obviously the cement-based putty will be available in RCM very soon. Once we are planning for the entire South India, we will be planning for that putty in South India as well. So what do we do now when we don't have this cement-based putty as of today? So what we recommend today is that, just a second. Okay, so what we recommend today is, like I specified, we use 2 coats of putty, minimum of 2 coats of putty. At times we will have to use 3 as well. So the base coats of putty shall be the cement based putty that is available in the market, because you save cost over there. And then the top coat of putty, the final coat of putty, should be RCM polymer putty. Now, what is the benefit of using RCM polymer putty in the top coat and not in the base coats? So in the base coats, more putty is required for leveling the surfaces, where the cement based putty would do the work for you. And if you use RCM polymer putty on the top coat, the very first benefit that you get is no primer is required after applying RCM polymer putty. If you use RCM polymer putty, you need not apply a priming coat. So you save a coat of primer, obviously. Another thing is it increases coverage of paint by 30%. Obviously, it depends on how is your surface, but obviously you will feel the difference that the coverage of your paint has increased drastically. You require less quantity of paint when you use RCM polymer putty. And obviously, RCM polymer putty can be used on both exterior as well as interior surfaces. You can use it in the exterior climates as well. Now, if we go ahead, how do we decide of what paint we should apply? Like we got to know about the primer, how to decide. We got to know about the procedure of applying wall putty. But what is the procedure of applying paint? How do we select what paint we should be using? So just make one thing is for sure: the better paint we buy, the better will be its finish, the better will be its durability, the better will be its washability. Obviously, the light fastness, like the color fades away in the bright sunlight. Obviously, that will be it will give a better effect if it is a good quality paint. Life obviously shall be better. Cost, it has to go high when you are paying for a good quality product, obviously. And in that reference, we suggest everybody to use all-rounder, because what happens is, if we just see, if we have to repaint again and again, it is a more of a headache. It is more in terms of cost. Like if you have to repaint again after 2 years span or a year span, you have to pay the labor charges twice. Obviously, the labor charges next year or next to next year would go high. The paint charges next year or next to next year would go high. So it is good to take a wise decision. Take as much as good quality paint you could. A higher quality product will give you a better life. It will avoid your repainting basically. Cheaper products, like we know, have lesser life, and it leads to repainting again and again. So even if you are sitting with some customer, ask him to use a good quality paint. Obviously, it depends on what surfaces he's going to apply. If there is a go down, nobody would like to apply a expensive paint from the interior surfaces. He'll obviously need a lower quality paint. But then as far as houses are concerned, somebody's personal properties are concerned, we should recommend good quality paint, that as it will give a good life. Now a question arises, how is Tulsi paints better from the other products that are available in the market? For those who have already used, there is an example in front of us of they have tested, their painters have tested, and everybody else has tested. But looking at the technical side of it, I would say we buy good quality masalas from RCM so that we could make good quality food, and we buy NutriCharge products so that we have good health. Similarly, we use world-class raw materials, so as our products obviously should be world-class. Now, we use nano-cutting technology as far as the powder grinding is concerned, which is very important raw material in paint manufacturing. So now, what is this nano-cutting technology? What is it, and what is the benefit of doing it? So I'll give you an example. Say if we take a bowl of wheat and we put it on a table, so it will spread to a smaller area, and the color obviously will be wheatish. It will be brownish. Now, if we make flour, aata bana dete hai hum uska, and then we put it on a table, so it will spread in a larger region, and obviously the color will be brighter. Now, if we make maida out of it, that particular wheat, and we put it on a table, it will spread for a much larger region, and it will be more bright. So one thing we understand is, if a particle is grinded to a more extent or to a larger extent, or it is more the finer the particle is, obviously the coverage will be more, and the shining, the brightness will be more. So based on the similar pattern, we use our raw materials which are very fine, so that our paint gives a good coverage as well as good finishes. Now, this is all about the products in RCM Tulsi paints, of what product should be selected, where to apply what product, and those things we have discussed. Now, what is the benefit of doing paint in RCM business? One question lies here. So basically, if we look at the Indian market, there is 70% of the paint that is used in India is used for the households or for the builders, whereas 30% of the paint that is consumed in India is used into manufacturing industries and machineries. So Tulsi paints basically deals in this 70% segment that we are targeting. Now, what is the benefit of doing paint in RCM business? Like you must have already noticed, there cannot be one dealer in any town who doesn't have 5 contractors. A dealer will at least have 5 contractors in his contact who buy paint from them again and again. And these 5 contractors will obviously have 2 painters each with them. Now, they have to buy at a product worth rupees 2,000 a day, at least, so that they could, cater their daily wages. So a small shop which is located in your town, if you multiply these figures, 2,50,000 BV per month. A small shop of paint anywhere in your town must be doing. So this much scope is available as far as paint is concerned. I assure you, all the various 300 products available in the RCM line are on the one side, and paint could stand on the other as far as the volume, the quantum of the business is concerned. And obviously, this business can be achieved with less people, less effort, and we could do more business. Like a single bill of paint, usually, if you could see, it will never be less than 30,000 rupees, and it could go up to 1 lakh rupees on a frequent basis. So minimum of 15,000 BV to 50,000 BV per house you decide to paint this particular month, you can easily achieve. And now there are a few questions of how to start with paints into RCM, and how do we do it. So it lies, it basically depends on multiple regions of what is the trend that is being followed in your region. If in your region painter is the most important aspect of the system, if he is the deciding factor, obviously ask him to join along with you, educate him about RCM business as well, so that he gives us a good business in all other senses as well. And obviously he has those painting works all over the year, so you get a ready networker who is working for you all around the year. So he'll be obviously bringing those customers to you. And obviously in the future days, turnkey system will come into existence. People will be saying that you apply and supply and do everything of the paint. In those days, RCM Tulsi paints will be the best choice for the painter. So these are a few different things. There are obviously moreover different strategies that can be used so as to do paint into RCM. We could have a detailed session, a more detailed session about what are the benefits if a painter decides to do RCM Tulsi paints and such things. We could discuss those things on a later level. As of today, I would say there are three basic needs of a human being. Obviously, roti, kapra, and makan. So bread, clothes, and house are the three basic needs of a human being. RCM has been giving us roti. Obviously, through Athenza, we are into clothes. And now it is turn of the house. Makan ki bari hai. And with Tulsi paints, this is the first step in the direction of makan. In coming days, there will be so many different products which will be helpful for all of us. They are going to come to the RCM Tulsi paints line. I would like to conclude over here, Murthy sir, and if there are a specific few questions, moreover concerns about Tulsi paints, we could have that discussion for another 5 to 10 minutes, and then we could conclude.
Thank you, sir. നമ്മൾ സ്ക്രീൻ ഷെയറിന്റെ സഹായത്തോടു കൂടി വളരെ സിമ്പിൾ ഇംഗ്ലീഷിൽ പെയിന്റിന്റെ ഉത്ഭവം മുതൽ ഇന്ന് നമ്മൾ എത്തിയിരിക്കുന്ന ലേറ്റസ്റ്റ് പൊസിഷൻ വരെ, അതുപോലെ തുളസി പെയിന്റിന്റെ മറ്റ് ഉള്ള വ്യത്യാസം, ഏത് സെലക്ട് ചെയ്യണം, ഏതൊക്കെ എടുക്കുന്നതാണ് നല്ല കോമ്പിനേഷൻ ആയിട്ട് പറയാൻ കഴിയുക തുടങ്ങിയ കാര്യങ്ങളൊക്കെ അദ്ദേഹം വളരെ സിമ്പിളായിട്ട് നമുക്ക് വിശദീകരിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഓഫ് കോഴ്സ് ഞാൻ വിചാരിച്ചതിനേക്കാൾ വളരെ നേരത്തെ തന്നെ ഇത് അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ സെഷൻ കൺക്ലൂഡായി. അപ്പോൾ ഇതുമായിട്ട് സ്പെസിഫിക് ആയിട്ട് തുളസി പെയിന്റുമായിട്ട് ബന്ധപ്പെട്ട് നമുക്ക് സ്പെസിഫിക് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ചില സംശയങ്ങൾ, ചോദ്യങ്ങളുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ചോദിക്കാം. ആസ് ഓഫ് നൗ exactly I don't know how many PUCs are holding paint, but many distributors they are purchasing care of pickup center, so I don't know how many PUCs are holding stock with them. Anyway, there are many PUCs holding paints. Sharma sir has told me that if somebody wanted to take paint, they need not to wait for a long time. They can directly purchase from the existing pickup centers, and the supply will be managed. So, and regarding like this, few questions are coming, and one question is, there's a question of warranty. Can you say something about this, sir?
Sir, basically what happens is, as far as warranties are concerned, for any companies into market, there are a few procedures that need to be followed for the new painting purpose and for the old painting purpose. There are obviously different procedures they need to be followed. Particular primer that has to be applied, particular surface preparations that need to be checked, and then particular paint that has to be used. Obviously, when all those things are done in the right manner, we could assure warranties. But what happens usually is there is some flaw in the product selection as far as primers are concerned as well. And then there is some problem in the surface preparations as well. If it is an old building, those surfaces are not brushed properly, they are not cleaned properly. In those references, those warranties goes into problem. And then the end customer expects those things from you. So not only for the company, as far as distributors, we as a RCM team should particularly check if all those things are done properly. Because in case of dispute, when warranties come into picture, then those all things should be rightly available on the paper. Then the problem arises. So if all those things are proper, warranties obviously can be given, not an issue. And I can also see a few questions coming to me, how do we get the product and all other things. I'll just explain the procedure to you guys once again. Obviously, Sharma sir is taking immense efforts so as everybody could understand. And like he said that language should not be the barrier. Let language not be the barrier between the business we are doing. So basically, there is an application of RCM Tulsi paints. A lot of people, like I have seen, they are downloading the wrong application. They are downloading the internal application that we use for Tulsi paints purpose, and then they are saying it is asking for a user ID and password, and we cannot do it. So look for the RCM logo in the application image area, so you could get the exact application. When you download that application, there is an information that has to be filled: your distributor IDs, your PUC ID, obviously from whom you are buying, name and everything. And into that there are shade cards, and then there is a section of adding a product. Now there are multiple questions of when we are selecting a particular product, we cannot be able to see that those particular shades are not available in this particular product. So be very specific for your application. What it is showing for a particular product shall be available. For what it is not showing will not be available. There is some technological backend alignments. They are aligned with this. So we need to take care of those things. What we are doing is, in the coming week, I'll be uploading a video, like I have discussed with Sharma sir as well, of how the application has to be used, and what is available, what isn't available, of how that has to be checked. So what I'll do is I'll upload that particular video, and you could directly see that video and then decide. Obviously, there are a few questions in reference with the billing of the PUCs as well. So what we are doing is, as of today, the system is not aligned with the RCM billing, right? So what we are doing is, mostly in this month, we are trying in next 2-3 days, or in the first week of January, obviously, we'll be giving a very handy application to the PUC holders so that they can bill it properly, they can look after their stocks, and everything can be taken care of. We are developing a new software in that reference. Murthy sir, a lot of different questions. Just let me know what all has to be answered, so that it helps everyone in the meeting.
It's up to you. Which are the questions we can be answered?
Okay. I'm getting.
You can.
Okay, I'm getting it. Okay, there is a question about enamel paints. We are launching enamel paints very soon. Along with enamel paints, one more product line that we are launching immediately is metallic paints. We are launching metallic paints, the Temple Gold and all those products that we call. We are launching those in RCM in the mid-January. We will be all those products will be available in Kerala as well. And sir, a lot of different things. Obviously, I know there is a lot of literature in reference with paint that is into making, that we will be sharing with you, so that a lot of questions, a lot of doubts in that reference reaches up to you. So until then, I think I have answered majority and most important questions of them all. I think we can conclude it over here, sir.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And I think we will address the question and answers later, because as a whole, just we are starting only.
Okay.
Kerala, so many outlets, pickup centers, they have demanded paints, even started using, many people have started using, and they ask for a tinting machine also.
Yes.
So we are actually, we are going to, what do you call it? Explore the possibility. We are not even started.
Yes, sir. Exactly. And it will take some time to generalize these things. Obviously, there will be some initial glitches. There will be some initial issues. We'll be resolving all of them. Once we start, we'll do it on a fabulous level, sir. Definitely.
Yes. And regarding comparison of price and the warranty guarantee which other companies are giving, once you are with RCM, you need to worry about that. You believe in RCM, you believe in the product which is coming through RCM. There is no point of asking anything like that. I surely believe that. Yes. And if RCM is giving, it will be in top class only. So Tulsi Paint also will be in top class only in terms of what you call product and service. I'm sure.
Definitely.
And any other specific like Sharma sir wanted to say something regarding, because you may have the updates also regarding how many tinting machines are sanctioned and how many are yet to be sanctioned, how many are on demand, like this. Can you share some data, sir?
Yes, sir. Around we have received your request from Kerala, at least 30 tinting machine. And nowadays we have provided 10 tinting machine in Kerala. And around in all Kerala PUC, every PUC holder having our good quantity stock in those PUCs. Okay. And nowadays you can also get color shade from this PUC also, because they are having some tinting machine in that PUC. Okay. And some peoples are asking about warranty and guarantee. So in that case, we are asking to you, our interior and exterior emulsion life is for 2 years, and premium interior emulsion and premium exterior emulsion life for 4 years, and our all-rounder products life are 6 years. This is our life of our products. Okay. Any other questions, sir?
Okay, sir. I don't think that we need to answer to all questions now rightly. And so, sir, if you see that some particular question, hello.
Yes, sir.
If anybody is having a question,
if you feel that some particular questions to be addressed, you can. You have the what do you call it?
I'm just checking those questions as well, and a lot of answers to a lot of questions are already into pipeline. We are already enrolling those particular paints. We are already looking after how those shades can be selected. In case of tinting machines as well, we are looking after for a good technical support and a speedy installation of those machines. So all those things are into pipeline, because to be really frank, sir, I'm very eager to come down to Kerala, and I'm looking forward for a great business in Kerala.
Definitely, sir. As we discussed that day, the entire Kerala we will cover in a 3-4 days program schedule, and we will cover up all the areas, and we will conduct program. We will meet distributors, pickups and orders, and leaders also, and let the time become more convenient, because all of a sudden one more issue has come, so we have to wait for at least some more time.
Yes, that is the reason actually I postponed my recent tour, because one more problem has come down, and I don't know how long it will take for me. But until then, I'll be really happy if we are conducting any more online meetings. If a few more things are to be addressed, I'll try definitely to help from here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We will conduct more program with a specific area or points, so that on that particular things we can explain more clearly and accurately. And I would like to ask Mr. Krishna Kumar to say a few words, because he is the person who brought the name of Tulsi Pens to Kerala, as Sharma sir has told Kishomar, even though he didn't know the language, his intention to bring Tulsi Pen to Kerala has become fruitful. Kishomar sir, കേൾക്കുന്നുണ്ടോ?
കേൾക്കുന്നുണ്ട് സാറേ. ഹലോ,
ഒരു 2 minutes, ഒരു 2 minute. കാരണം കൃഷ്ണകുമാർ സാർ മുഖാന്തരമാണ് കേരളത്തിലേക്ക് ഇന്ന് കാണുന്ന രീതിയിൽ തുളസിപ്പെന്റ് വരാനിടയായതെന്ന് ശർമ്മ സാർ പറയുണ്ടായി. അതിനെക്കുറിച്ച് ഒരു
ശർമ്മ സാർ, मैं बहुत खुश है आज दिन.
Thank you very much.
വളരെ സന്തോഷം ഇങ്ങനെ ഒരു മീറ്റിംഗ് വന്നതിൽ. കേരളം എന്തായാലും ബ്ലാസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നതിൽ യാതൊരു സംശയമില്ല. കാരണം കേരളത്തിൽ അത്രയ്ക്കും ഓപ്പർച്യൂണിറ്റീസ് ആണ്, വലിയ വലിയ വീടുകൾ വരുന്നു. അപ്പൊ ഈ ഒരു അവസരം